My husband does not know I speak his language. My name is Iris. He speaks freely in front of me. He does not know I understand every word he says. I am 28 years old. I live in a big city. The city is very busy. The city is very noisy. There are many cars. There are many tall buildings. I live in an apartment. The apartment is small. It has 2 rooms. It has a kitchen. It has a bathroom. The walls are white. The floor is brown wood. I like my apartment. It is quiet. It is safe. I have a good life. I am an adult. I have a job. I work in a flower shop. I love my job. I love flowers. I like red roses. I like yellow tulips. I like white daisies. Every day I wake up early. I go to the shop. I cut the flowers. I put them in water. I sell them to people. People buy flowers for birthdays. People buy flowers for weddings. It makes me happy. I like to see people smile. I am married. I have a husband. His name is Leo. Leo is 30 years old. He is a good man. He is a very good man. He is tall. He has dark hair. He has brown eyes. He has a warm smile. Leo works in an office. He works with computers. He looks at a screen all day. He works very hard. He comes home tired. But he always smiles at me. He always kisses my cheek. He says, "Hello, my love." Leo is not from my country. He is from a different country. His country is far away. It is across the sea. It is a beautiful country. It has mountains. It has beaches. It has old cities. He came here 10 years ago. He came for school. He came for work. Then he met me. We speak English together. We always speak English. Leo's English is very good. He knows many words. He speaks fast. He writes well in English. English is my first language, so it is easy for us. We talk about our day. We talk about our dreams. We talk about what to eat for dinner. Leo has his own language. It is his native language. It is the language of his country. He speaks it with his family. He speaks it with his friends. He thinks I do not understand. He thinks I only know English. He thinks his language is a secret. But I have a secret. I have a very big secret. I know his language. I understand it. I speak it. I can read it. I know every word. I know the grammar. I know the slang. I know it perfectly. Why do I know his language? Let me tell you a story. It is a story about my childhood. When I was a little girl, I lived with my parents. I also lived with my grandmother. My grandmother was my favorite person. She was very old. She had white hair. She had soft hands. She smelled like soap. She smelled like sweet bread. I loved her very much. My grandmother was from Leo's country. She came here a long time ago. She missed her home. She missed her language. So she spoke it to me. Every day she spoke to me in her language. She taught me words. She pointed to a cup. She said the word. I repeated the word. She pointed to a bird. She said the word. I repeated the word. We played games. We sang songs. We read small books. The books had pictures. The pictures had words in her language. I learned fast. Children learn fast. I learned to speak like her. I learned to sound like her. I learned to think in her language. When I was 10 years old, my grandmother died. It was a very sad day. I cried for a long time. My heart was broken. I missed her soft hands. I missed her sweet voice. After she died, I stopped speaking her language. No one else in my house spoke it. My parents only spoke English. So I kept the language in my head. I kept it in my heart. It was my secret memory. It was my special connection to her. Many years passed. I grew up. I finished school. I got a job. I forgot some words, but I did not forget the language. It was still inside me. It was sleeping. Then I met Leo. I remember the day we met. It was a Tuesday. It was raining. The sky was gray. The clouds were dark. The rain fell hard. It made a loud sound. Tap, tap, tap. I was walking on the street. I was holding an umbrella. The umbrella was red. I went into a coffee shop. I wanted to drink warm coffee. I wanted to sit and read a book. Leo was in the coffee shop. He was holding a cup. He was looking out the window. He looked sad. He looked lonely. He was talking on his phone. He was speaking his language. I stopped walking. I listened. I heard the words. I understood them. He said, "I miss you, Mom. The weather is bad here. I feel alone. I want to come home." My heart felt warm. My heart felt heavy. The sleeping language woke up. I remembered my grandmother. I remembered the songs. I remembered the words. I walked to his table. I dropped my book by accident. It made a loud noise. Bang. Leo looked up. He ended his phone call. He stood up. He picked up my book. He gave it to me. He looked at me. He had kind brown eyes. He smiled. He said in English, "Here is your book. Be careful." I smiled back. I said, "Thank you. I am clumsy today." He laughed. His laugh was nice. He asked if he could sit with me. I said yes. We sat down. We drank coffee. The coffee was hot. It tasted sweet. We talked for 1 hour. We talked for 2 hours. The rain stopped. The sun came out. We did not notice. We just talked. I did not tell him I understood his phone call. I did not tell him I knew his language. I wanted to tell him, but I was shy. I thought it was strange. I thought, I will tell him later. I will tell him on our second date. But the second date came. We ate dinner. We ate pizza. The pizza had cheese and tomatoes. We talked about movies. We talked about music. We laughed a lot. I forgot to tell him. Then came the third date. We went to the park. We walked near the trees. The leaves were green. The birds were flying. He held my hand. His hand was warm. I felt happy. I felt very, very happy. I looked at him. I wanted to say, "I know your language." But I did not say it. I was scared. What if he thinks I am weird? What if he does not like it? So I stayed quiet. Time passed. We fell in love. It was a beautiful feeling. Love is a beautiful feeling. Love makes you smile for no reason. Love makes you sing in the morning. Love makes the world look bright. Maybe you know this feeling. It is the best feeling. We got married. Our wedding was wonderful. It was in the summer. The sun was shining. The sky was clear blue. I wore a long white dress. I had white flowers in my hair. Leo wore a dark suit. He looked handsome. He looked like a prince. My family was there. His family came from his country. We danced. We ate cake. The cake was sweet. It was chocolate and vanilla. We took many pictures. We promised to love each other forever. On our wedding day, his mother hugged me. She spoke to me in his language. She said, "Welcome to our family. Please take care of my son." I smiled at her. I understood her. But I answered in English. I said, "Thank you. I will love him always." Leo translated my words for her. He did not know I understood her first. I thought, I will tell him now. Now we are married. I must tell him. I planned to tell him on his birthday. His birthday was in the fall. The leaves were red and yellow. The air was cool. I bought a gift. I bought a nice watch. The watch was silver. I baked a cake. I put candles on the cake. I planned to say, "Happy birthday, my love," in his language. But that morning, something happened. I was in the kitchen. I was making coffee. The kitchen was quiet. Leo was in the living room. He was on the phone. He was talking to his brother. He was speaking his language. He spoke freely. He spoke fast. I stood still. I listened. I held a coffee cup. The cup was warm. Leo said to his brother, "She is amazing. I love her so much." Every morning, I wake up and I look at her. I feel so lucky. She is kind. She is gentle. She is my angel. I never want to lose her. I stopped breathing. My eyes filled with tears. They were happy tears. My heart was full. My heart was singing. He loved me so much. He really loved me. He was telling his brother his true feelings. He was honest. He was pure. If I tell him I understand, he will stop. He will feel shy. He will hide his deep feelings. I liked hearing his secret thoughts. I liked knowing the real Leo. I liked this invisible window into his soul. Have you ever heard someone say good things about you? Have you ever heard it when they do not know you are listening? It is a wonderful feeling. It makes you feel strong. It makes you feel valued. So I decided to wait. I decided to keep my secret. I decided to listen. Life went on. Our life was easy. Our life was simple. We worked. We cooked. We watched television. Sometimes we argued. Every couple argues. It is normal. One day, I was very tired. The flower shop was busy. It was Valentine's Day. Many people bought red roses. I stood on my feet for 10 hours. My feet hurt. My back hurt. I came home. The apartment was a mess. There were shoes on the floor. There were dirty plates on the table. There was a wet towel on the sofa. Leo was playing a video game. He was looking at the screen. He did not look at me. He did not say hello. I was angry. I was very angry. I did not want to clean. I wanted to rest. I went to the bedroom. I closed the door. I sat on the bed. I did not speak. A few minutes later, I heard Leo. He came to the bedroom door. He did not open it. He stood outside. He was speaking to himself in his language. He said, "I am so stupid. Why did I not clean the house? She works so hard. She is tired. I am a bad husband. I need to be better. I need to help her more. I will clean everything right now." I sat on the bed. I listened. My anger went away. It disappeared. It vanished like smoke in the wind. He was not a bad husband. He just forgot. He was sorry. He was blaming himself. I heard him moving. I heard water running. I heard plates clinking. He was washing the dishes. He was picking up the shoes. He was cleaning the kitchen. I waited 20 minutes. Then I opened the door. I walked to the kitchen. The kitchen was clean. The plates were clean. The floor was clean. Leo looked at me. He looked sorry. He said in English, "I am sorry, Iris. The house was messy. I know you are tired. I cleaned it. Please sit down. I will make you tea." I smiled. I walked to him. I hugged him tight. I said, "Thank you, Leo. I love you." He did not know why I was so quick to forgive. He did not know I heard his true heart. His words in his language told me he cared. Communication is not just about words. It is about understanding. I understood him perfectly. Sometimes his friends came to our house. Leo has 3 best friends. Their names are Marco, Tomas, and Hugo. They are from his country. They speak his language. Marco is very loud. He likes to laugh. He likes to tell jokes. Tomas is quiet. He wears glasses. He reads many books. Hugo likes to eat. He is very tall. He is very hungry all the time. They came to our house every Friday night. I liked Friday nights. I cooked dinner for them. I cooked a lot of food. I cooked chicken. I cooked rice. I made a big salad with tomatoes and cucumbers. I baked fresh bread. The house smelled like food. The house smelled warm. They sat at the table. I sat with them. They spoke English to me. "Hello, Iris. How are you? The food smells great," they said. But when they talked to each other, they switched. They spoke their language. They thought I did not understand. They thought I was just sitting there, smiling like a polite wife. But I understood everything. I listened to their stories. I listened to their jokes. One Friday, they were eating my chicken. Hugo took a big bite. He closed his eyes. He spoke in his language. He said, "Leo, your wife is a master. This chicken is magic. I want to marry this chicken." Marco laughed. He hit the table. He said in his language, "Iris is the best. She is always kind to us. She never complains when we come over late. You are a lucky man, Leo." Tomas nodded. He said in his language, "Yes, she is very patient. and she has a beautiful smile. You must never make her cry, Leo. If you make her cry, we will fight you." Leo smiled. He looked at me. I was pouring water into a glass. I was pretending not to hear. Leo answered them in his language. He said, "I know. She is my treasure. I will always protect her." My hand shook a little. The water almost spilled. I felt a big wave of love. My face felt hot. I blushed. I smiled at the water glass. I looked up. I spoke in English. I said, "Does anyone want more chicken?" Hugo raised his hand fast. "Yes, please, Iris," he said in English. I gave him more chicken. I felt like a queen. I was respected. I was loved by his friends. They were honest. People are honest when they think no one is listening. That is the truth. If you want to know someone, listen to what they say when they think you cannot hear. I learned that my husband and his friends were good men. They had good hearts, but it was not always happy. Sometimes my secret helped me in hard times. One year in the winter, things were bad. The weather was cold. The sky was always gray. The snow fell. It covered the streets. It covered the cars. The city was white and silent. Leo was having problems at work. His company was losing money. His boss was very strict. His boss was mean. Leo worked late every day. He came home at 9 o'clock. He came home at 10 o'clock. He looked terrible. He had dark circles under his eyes. He did not smile. He did not eat much. He just drank coffee and looked at the wall. I asked him in English, "Leo, what is wrong? Talk to me. Tell me your feelings." He shook his head. He tried to smile. He said in English, "Nothing, my love, just busy. Do not worry, everything is fine." But everything was not fine. I knew it. I felt it. One night, I woke up. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. The bedroom was dark. It was very quiet. I reached out my hand. Leo's side of the bed was empty. It was cold. I got up. I put on my slippers. I put on a warm sweater. I walked out of the bedroom. The apartment was dark, but there was a small light in the living room. I walked softly. I made no noise. I looked into the living room. Leo was sitting on the sofa. He was holding his head in his hands. He was looking at the floor. He was whispering. He was speaking his language. He was talking to himself in the dark. He said, "I am failing. I cannot do this. The work is too hard. I will lose my job. If I lose my job, we cannot pay for the apartment. We will have no money. I am a bad provider. I am failing Iris. She deserves better. She deserves a strong man. I am weak." He started to cry. He cried very softly. His shoulders shook. My heart broke into a million pieces. I felt a sharp pain in my chest. He was carrying a huge rock on his back. He was carrying it alone. He did not want to worry me. He wanted to be strong for me, but he was breaking. I did not want him to break. I wanted to help him. I took a deep breath. I walked into the room. I made my footsteps heavy. I wanted him to hear me coming. He quickly wiped his eyes. He sat up straight. He tried to look normal. I sat next to him. I did not ask questions. I did not say, "Why are you crying?" I did not say, "What is wrong?" I just put my arms around him. I put my head on his chest. I held him tight. I spoke to him in English. I made my voice soft. I made my voice strong. I said, "Leo, listen to me. You are the strongest man I know. You work so hard, but your job is not who you are. Your job is just a place. You are my home. We are a team. If things get hard, we will fight together. If we lose money, we will eat rice and beans. I do not care about money. I do not care about a big apartment. I only care about you. We will always be okay, because we have each other." He stopped breathing for a second. He looked at me. His brown eyes were wide. He was surprised. My words matched his secret fears perfectly. I answered the questions in his heart. I answered the doubts in his mind. He wrapped his arms around me. He pulled me close. He buried his face in my hair. He cried again. But this time, he cried loudly. He let go of the pain. He let go of the fear. I rubbed his back. I said, "It is okay. It is okay. I am here." We sat there for a long time. The winter night was cold, but we were warm. The next day, Leo looked different. He looked lighter. He looked stronger. He went to work with a straight back. He did not lose his job. He fought hard. He told his boss his ideas. Things got better. I saved him that night. I saved him with my secret. Listening is a superpower. When you listen to someone's pain, you can give them exactly what they need. You do not need magic. You just need to listen. You can do this too. If someone you love is sad, listen to them. Be there for them. It is the greatest gift. Life got better. Spring came. The snow melted. The trees got green leaves. The birds returned. My flower shop was full of bright colors. I was happy. Leo was happy. Then his sister came to visit. Her name is Alina. Alina is older than Leo. She is 35 years old. She lives in his country. She is very rich. She wears expensive clothes. She wears expensive shoes. She has a big diamond ring. She is very proud. She is a bit cold. She flew on an airplane. She arrived at the airport. Leo and I went to pick her up. We drove to the airport. We waited at the gate. Alina walked out. She looked tired. She looked annoyed. Leo ran to her. He hugged her. They spoke in their language. They spoke very fast. Leo introduced me. "Alina, this is Iris, my beautiful wife." I smiled. I put out my hand. I said in English, "Hello, Alina. Welcome to our city. I am so happy to meet you." Alina looked at my hand. She touched it lightly. She did not smile. She said in broken English, "Hello. Yes. Nice." We went to the car. I sat in the front. Alina sat in the back. Leo drove the car. During the drive, Alina started talking to Leo. She spoke in their language. She thought I was just looking out the window. She thought I was deaf to her words. She said, "Leo, your car is very small. Why do you drive this old car? And your wife, she is very plain. She wears no makeup. Her clothes are cheap. She works in a shop, a flower shop. That is a job for a teenager. Why did you marry her? You could marry a doctor. You could marry a lawyer from our city. She is not good enough for you." My hands turned into fists. My nails dug into my skin. I felt a fire in my stomach. I was angry. I was very hurt. My heart felt like a heavy stone. Why was she so mean? She did not know me. She did not know my heart. She only looked at my clothes. She only looked at my job. Maybe you know this feeling. It is a terrible feeling. It is hard when someone judges you. It is hard when someone thinks you are small. It hurts deeply. Leo gripped the steering wheel. His knuckles turned white. He was angry. He answered her in their language. His voice was hard. He said, "Alina, stop. Never speak about my wife like that again. Iris is worth more than all the gold in the world. She is smart. She is kind. She makes me happier than I have ever been. Do not judge her. If you disrespect her, you can go back to the airport right now. I mean it." I looked out the window. I let out a slow breath. A tear rolled down my cheek. I quickly wiped it away. Leo defended me. He fought for me. He loved me. I did not need Alina's approval. I had Leo's love. I made a choice in that moment. I decided not to fight Alina. I decided to fight her hate with love. I decided to show her who I really am. When we got to the apartment, I carried her heavy bag. I showed her to her room. I put fresh yellow tulips on her table. I put clean white towels on her bed. I bought her favorite chocolate. I left it on her pillow. For 2 weeks, she stayed with us. It was a hard test. She complained a lot. She complained about the food. She complained about the weather. She complained about the noise in the city. But I never stopped smiling. I never got angry. Every morning, I woke up early. I made a big breakfast. I made eggs. I made toast. I made fresh orange juice. I brewed hot coffee. I washed her clothes. I folded them perfectly. I took her to see the city. I showed her the museums. I showed her the big parks. I spoke to her in simple English. I was polite. I was gentle. One evening, we were sitting in the living room. I was sewing a button on a shirt. Alina was drinking tea. Leo was reading a book. Alina looked at me. She watched my hands. She watched my quiet face. She spoke to Leo in their language. Her voice was different. It was soft. It was quiet. She said, "Leo, I was wrong. I was very wrong about her." Leo looked up from his book. He looked at her. He waited. Alina continued in their language. "She is not plain. She is peaceful. She has a deep peace inside her. I have been difficult. I have been rude. But she never showed anger. She only showed kindness. Her heart is very big. She takes such good care of you. She takes good care of me. You chose a very good woman, Leo. I am sorry. Leo smiled softly. He nodded. He said in their language, "Thank you, Alina. I know, she is special." I kept my head down. I kept sewing the button. But I smiled. A big, warm smile spread across my face. I won. I won her heart. I did not use angry words. I did not shout. I used patience. I used love. Kindness is magic. It can melt the hardest ice. It can change a proud mind. You can do this too. If someone is mean to you, do not be mean back. Be kind. Show them your light. It is very powerful. It takes time, but it works. Alina left the next day. She hugged me at the airport. It was a real hug. She kissed my cheek. She said in English, "Thank you, Iris. You are a good sister." I said, "You are welcome. Come back soon." We waved goodbye. More time passed. We were married for almost 5 years. 5 years is a long time. It felt like one short day. I loved my life, but I had a dream. I told you I work in a flower shop. I loved my job. But the shop was not mine. It belonged to an old man. His name was Mr. Miller. He wanted to close the shop. He wanted to retire. He was tired. I was sad. If he closed the shop, I would lose my job. I would lose my flowers. I wanted to buy the shop, but I did not have enough money. It was too expensive. It was my biggest dream. I wanted to be the boss. I wanted to paint the door pink. I wanted to sell more kinds of flowers. I told Leo about my dream. I said in English, "I wish I could buy Mr. Miller's shop. It would be wonderful." Leo held my hand. He said in English, "I know, my love, keep dreaming. Dreams are important." Then strange things started to happen. Leo started acting weird. He was always on his phone. He sent many text messages. When I walked into the room, he hid his phone. He looked nervous. He went outside to make phone calls. I felt a little worried. Why was he hiding? Was there a problem? Was he in trouble? One Saturday afternoon, I was cleaning the bedroom. The window was open. I heard Leo's voice. He was on the balcony. He was talking on the phone. He was speaking his language. I walked to the window. I stood behind the curtain. I listened. I held my breath. He was talking to a man. I heard him say, "Yes, Mr. Rossi. The money is ready. I went to the bank yesterday. We have the full amount." Money, the bank, Mr. Rossi. Who is Mr. Rossi? I listened more. Leo said, "Thank you for your help. The papers are signed. The shop is officially mine." Well, officially hers. I am putting it in her name. It is her anniversary present. Do not tell anyone. It must be a complete surprise. She will be so happy. It is her biggest dream. I gasped. I put my hand over my mouth. I stepped back from the window. My legs felt weak. I sat on the floor. He was buying the shop. He was buying the flower shop for me. Mr. Miller's shop. The shop of my dreams. He saved money. He talked to Mr. Rossi from the bank. He did all this in secret. He did it for me. Tears fell from my eyes. Tears of pure joy. I felt so loved. I felt like the luckiest woman in the whole world. He listened to my dream. He remembered it. He made it real. I wanted to run to the balcony. I wanted to hug him. I wanted to scream, "I know, I heard you, thank you." But I stopped. I could not ruin the surprise. He worked so hard for this. He wanted to see my face when he told me. He deserved that moment. So I kept my secret again. It was the hardest time to keep a secret. Every day I looked at him and I wanted to smile a huge smile. Every day I wanted to jump up and down. Keeping a good secret is hard work. It takes a lot of control. Do you agree? It is hard to stay quiet when you are full of joy. Finally, the day arrived. It was our anniversary. 5 years of marriage. I woke up early. The sun was shining brightly. The sky was clear blue. There were no clouds. The birds were singing a loud song outside the window. It was a perfect day. I got out of bed. I took a warm shower. I washed my hair. I dried my hair. I chose a special dress. It was a blue dress. Blue is Leo's favorite color. It had small white flowers on it. I put on a little makeup. I looked in the mirror. I looked happy. My eyes were shining. I went to the kitchen. I made breakfast. I made pancakes. I poured maple syrup on them. I made hot coffee. Leo walked into the kitchen. He was smiling a very big smile. He looked excited. He looked like a little boy on his birthday. He kissed me. He said in English, "Happy anniversary, my beautiful Iris. 5 wonderful years." I kissed him back. I said, "Happy anniversary, Leo. I love you." We ate breakfast. We talked about our wedding day. We talked about our memories. We laughed. After breakfast, Leo stood up. He said in English, "Put on your shoes. Get your bag. We are going for a walk. I have a surprise for you." My heart started beating fast. Boom, boom, boom. I knew the surprise, but I pretended I did not. I opened my eyes wide. I said, "A surprise. What is it? Where are we going?" He laughed. He said, "You will see. Come on." We left the apartment. We walked down the street. The weather was beautiful. The air smelled fresh. There were many people outside. Children were playing in the park. Dogs were running. The city felt alive. We held hands. His hand was warm and strong. We walked for 15 minutes. We turned a corner. We walked down Main Street. We walked toward my flower shop. My heart was beating faster now. Boom, 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 boom. We stopped. We stood in front of the flower shop. The windows were big. The door was closed. The sign above the door said Mr. Miller's Flowers. But there was a paper on the door. It said closed for new ownership. I looked at Leo. I acted confused. I said in English, "Why are we here? The shop is closed. Mr. Miller sold it." Leo smiled. His eyes were bright. He reached into his pocket. He pulled out a shiny silver key. He held it in his hand. He looked at me. He said in English, yes, he sold it. He sold it to me. Well, to us. He took my hand. He put the silver key in my palm. He closed my fingers around it. He said in English, happy anniversary, Iris. This is your shop now. You are the boss. You can paint the door pink. You can sell any flower you want. It is all yours. Your dream is real. I looked at the key. It felt heavy in my hand. It was cold, but it made my heart hot. I looked at the shop, my shop. I looked at Leo. I started to cry. I could not stop. The tears rolled down my face. I was so happy. I was so full of emotion. I hugged him tightly. I buried my face in his neck. He hugged me back. He rubbed my hair. He kissed the top of my head. He said in English, do not cry, my love. Be happy. You deserve this. You deserve everything. I pulled back. I looked into his brown eyes. I wiped my tears with my hands. I took a very deep breath. I made a decision. 5 years of hiding. 5 years of listening in the shadows. 5 years of secret smiles and silent understanding. It was enough. It was time. He gave me my biggest dream. Now, I will give him my biggest truth. I looked straight into his eyes. I did not blink. I opened my mouth. I spoke his language. I said clearly, with perfect grammar and perfect accent, my beautiful Leo. Thank you. I love you more than life. I know you talked to Mr. Rossi. I know you went to the bank. You are the best husband in the world. I stopped, I waited. The street was noisy. Cars were driving by. People were walking by. But between Leo and me, there was complete silence. Total, heavy silence. Leo froze. He became a statue. He did not blink. He did not breathe. His mouth dropped open. His eyes became very, very wide. He looked at my face. He looked at my lips. He looked at my eyes. He looked incredibly confused. His brain was trying to understand what happened. He blinked once. He blinked twice. He shook his head. He spoke in English. His voice was small and weak. He asked, What did you say? I smiled. A big, wide smile. I squeezed his hand. I spoke his language again. I spoke it loudly and clearly. I said, thank you, my love. I understand you. I speak your language. I understand every word. I have always understood. Leo took a step back. He put his hands on his head. He looked at the sky. He looked back at me. He looked crazy. He spoke in his language. He shouted a little. He said, How? What? When? You speak my language. How is this possible? I laughed loudly. I could not hold it in. It was so funny. His face was a picture of pure shock. I spoke in his language. I said, Let us go inside our new shop. I will tell you everything. I put the silver key in the door. I turned the key. Click. The door opened. A bell rang. Ding. We walked inside. The shop was empty. The flowers were gone. The shelves were bare. The floor was dusty, but it smelled like earth and water. It smelled like the future. We sat on 2 old chairs in the middle of the room. The sun shone through the big windows. I looked at my husband. He was still staring at me. He looked like he was looking at a ghost. I held his hands. I started to speak in his language. I told him my story. I told him about my grandmother. I told him about the soft hands and the sweet bread. I told him about the songs and the pictures. I told him how I learned the words as a little girl. I told him how I forgot and how I remembered. Then I told him about the rainy Tuesday in the coffee shop. I told him I heard him talking to his mother. I told him I heard him say he was lonely. His eyes got wide again. He whispered in his language, "You knew." That very first day. I nodded, I smiled. I continued. I told him about our wedding day. I told him I understood his mother. I told him I planned to tell him on his birthday. But I heard him talking to his brother. I heard him call me his angel. I told him it made me so happy. I wanted to keep listening. I told him about his friends, Marco, Tomas, and Hugo. I told him I heard Hugo want to marry my chicken. I told him I heard Tomas say I had a beautiful smile. I told him I heard his promise to protect me. Leo started to laugh. He covered his face with his hands. He said in his language, "Oh my God, Hugo and the chicken. You heard everything." I laughed too. "Yes," I said, "everything." I became serious. I looked deep into his eyes. I squeezed his hands tightly. I told him about the dark winter night. I told him I heard him crying on the sofa. I told him I heard his fears about failing. I told him my English words were an answer to his secret pain. Leo's eyes filled with tears. He remembered that night. He remembered how I saved him. He looked at me with so much love. He whispered in his language, "You knew. You knew my pain, and you healed it." "Yes," I said softly. Then I told him about Alina. I told him I understood her cruel words in the car. I told him I heard him defend me. I told him I chose kindness because I knew he loved me. I told him I heard her say I had a deep peace. Leo shook his head. He looked amazed. He said in his language, "You are a master. You played us all. You are a genius." I giggled. I said, "I am not a genius. I am just a very good listener." Finally, I told him about the balcony. I told him I heard his phone call with Mr. Rossi. I told him I knew about the shop for weeks. Leo stood up. He pulled me up from the chair. He wrapped his arms around my waist. He lifted me off the floor. He spun me around and around in the dusty, empty flower shop. He was laughing. It was a loud, happy laugh. It filled the whole room. He put me down. He kissed my forehead. He kissed my nose. He kissed my lips. He looked at me and said in his language, "You are the most amazing woman in the universe. I am married to a spy. A beautiful, kind, flower-loving spy. I am so happy. I am not angry. I am just amazed." I felt a huge weight lift off my shoulders. The secret was out. It was floating in the air like dust in the sunlight. I did not have to hide anymore. I was completely free. We stayed in the shop for hours. We sat on the floor. We made plans. We decided where to put the roses. We decided where to put the lilies. We decided to paint the door a soft pink. And we talked. We talked endlessly. We only spoke in his language. It felt natural. It felt right. My tongue remembered the shape of the words. It was like coming home to a place I had never been. From that day on, our life changed. It changed in the best way. We started to speak 2 languages at home. In the morning, we say good morning in English. At night, we say good night in his language. When we cook together, we mix the languages. It is our own special way of talking. It is our music. Even our cat, Milo, understands both languages now. If I call him in English, he comes. If Leo calls him in his language, he comes. Milo is a very smart orange cat. The flower shop is a great success. We painted the door pink. We cleaned the floors. We filled it with hundreds of beautiful flowers. People from all over the city come to buy my arrangements. I am the boss. I am very proud. Leo still works at his office, but he is happier. He knows I share his whole world. He knows there are no walls between us. He does not have to carry his worries alone in the dark anymore. He can speak to me in the language of his childhood, and I will understand every nuance, every feeling. When his friends come over now, it is different. The first time they came after the secret was out, it was very funny. I cooked dinner. I made fish. We sat at the table. Marco started to tell a joke in his language. He said, "Did you see that crazy man on the train today?" I looked at him. I smiled. I answered in his language. I said, "Yes, I saw him. He had a very funny hat." Marco stopped talking. He dropped his fork. It hit the plate, clink. He looked at me. He looked at Leo. He looked at Tomas. Hugo stopped chewing his bread. Tomas pushed his glasses up his nose. They were all in shock. Leo started laughing. He laughed so hard he cried. He pointed at their faces. Marco pointed a finger at me. He shouted in his language, "You speak our language." "Since when?" I smiled calmly. I took a sip of water. I said in his language, "Since the day I met him. I have heard every word you all have ever said in this house." Hugo looked terrified. He covered his face. He said in his language, "Oh no. Did she hear me say I want to marry her chicken?" I laughed. I said, "Yes, Hugo, I heard that." And I heard Tomas say I have a beautiful smile. And I heard Marco say I am the best. They all turned red. They were very embarrassed. But then they started to laugh too. They laughed loudly. They realized I knew all their secrets, but I still fed them and loved them. Now we are even closer. We are a true family. They are my brothers. Looking back at my journey, I learned a very big lesson. I want to share this lesson with you. Listening is a gift. It is a very rare and precious gift. In our busy world, Everyone wants to talk. Everyone wants to be loud. Everyone wants to share their opinion. But very few people want to stay quiet. Very few people want to just listen. When you stay quiet, you learn so much. You learn about the world. You learn about the people around you. You learn what they fear. You learn what they dream. You learn who they really are when they take off their masks. My silence was my power. It was not a trick to hurt anyone. It was a tool to understand deeply. It helped me protect my husband. It helped me win over my sister-in-law. It helped me build a stronger marriage. Sometimes, the words we do not say are the most important words of all. You can use this lesson in your life. You do not need to learn a secret language. You just need to open your ears and close your mouth sometimes. If your friend is sad, do not rush to give advice. Just sit with them. Listen to their breathing. Listen to their small words. If someone is angry at you, do not shout back immediately. Listen to the pain behind their anger. People are usually angry because they are hurt or scared. When you listen, you can respond with love instead of war. If you have a big dream, like my flower shop, you do not have to announce it to the world. You can hold it in your heart. You can work on it quietly. You can let it grow in the silence. And one day, it will bloom, just like a beautiful pink rose. Life is not always easy. It has rainy days. It has difficult people. It has moments of doubt and fear. But life is also full of wonderful surprises. It is full of sunny mornings and warm hugs and shared laughter. You are capable of doing great things. You can learn a new language. You are learning English right now. You are doing a wonderful job. Keep listening. Keep practicing. Do not be afraid to make mistakes. Every word you learn is a new key. It is a key that opens a new door in the world. If I can learn my grandmother's language and keep it a secret for 5 years, you can learn anything. You are strong. You are smart. You have a beautiful mind. Never give up on your dreams. Never give up on love. Believe in the power of kindness. Believe in the magic of listening. I am Iris. I am a wife. I am a florist. I am a listener. My husband knows everything about me now. We share 2 languages. We share one beautiful heart. Our life is an open book now. The pages are full of bright colors, and the story is just beginning. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope it brings a smile to your face. I hope it fills your heart with warmth. You can do this too. Keep going. Your beautiful life is waiting for you. Take a deep breath. Step forward. Listen to the world. And let your heart guide you.